What you guys saying? You good, yeah? Man, I don't know if you guys can see me properly because obviously got the sun right in my face and that. I might as well put this thing there, but it's pretty hot today. Yeah, man, guys. First of all, I just want to say thank you very much, guys. You know what I mean? The support's been alright still. You get me? Like people still out here supporting your boy and that. You get me? So like I'm just thankful. You know what I mean? Because I know I haven't always been, I haven't always been able to like upload videos. You know what I mean? The time when I wanted to, or when you guys wanted to see my videos. So I'm just happy that you guys are still supporting me in that. You get me? So I'm still here doing what I got to do. As you guys know, I've been watching a TV series, Fear the Walking Dead. I've watched the continuation of the episodes. It started off with episode 8, which was pretty controversial. To all of us, we were sad by the news of John Dory passing for senselessly for no reason. But today, we're going on to season. Oh, sorry, not season. I keep getting confused with season and episode. Episode 9, and the title was called "Things Left to Do." I believe this is to do with there's a story following on from it's partly to do it's following on from what's going on or what's happened, but it's specifically angled at Virginia. So we're gonna get a bit of a background story of Virginia and find out what happened there. So so the episode starts off where we left off, where we see June burying her husband John Dory. So we were all disappointed to see John dead. June was pretty upset. She was preparing to shoot Virginia because when she was burying John, there was a gun left in his pocket, and she found, and she took the gun, and in that gun she was about to use it to kill Virginia. And one of her rangers is behind June and is pointing a gun right at her and saying, put that gun down. That really pissed me off when it happened. You know what I mean? And you just, at that moment I was thinking, I will shoot you in your face. You know what I mean? But she puts the gun down, and then obviously Virginia comes over to question her, and then obviously she's trying to find out more information. You know what I mean? She's calling Morgan on the radio, and then June asks her 2 specific questions. She's asking her, why did how did my husband die? And then she found out, why did your daughter kill my husband? And obviously the answer. She looked at her and she gave her a cynical look. You know what I mean? And really, and you knew already that there's a vengeance there. And obviously Virginia was, she was lying, not even just lying, but she was just hesitating, because you can tell she knew the reason why, but she was hesitating, and she was sort of just covering up for her daughter, saying, I don't know, etc. And then obviously she walks back into the house while June, sits there, still shocked, well, not really shocked, but just upset, because she knows that Virginia's lying to her. So she continues on, burying her husband. So then the intro starts, and of course we find out that it's going to be about Virginia. Then all of a sudden we see that it goes back to the house, the warehouse, whatever you want to call it, the neighborhood, where we see the rest of the gang. We see the rest of the gang getting lined up: Daniel, Luciana, Sarah, and Grace. And I don't know why they're lining them up. They're lining them up, and then they're threatening to shoot. Well, Virginia's threatening to shoot them. She's saying, where is Morgan? I'm like, how the fuck are they gonna know? They've been locked up in that place. They don't know where anyone is. So it's like, it was a bit like, what the fuck? And obviously she's like, threatening them, saying, if you don't tell me where they are, I'm gonna shoot you. And obviously she tried to shoot Luciana. Then Daniel goes in to come and protect her. And then when he goes in to protect Luciana, one of the rangers smacks, or hits Daniel in the head aggressively with the gun. So hard to the point that it leaves an injury in Daniel's side of the head. He starts bleeding from the side of his head. And then we're all just sort of like, what the heck is going on? And then obviously then they bring June. June comes back. They've handcuffed her, and then obviously they can see that the gang can see that June's holding John's hat. And obviously, then Luciana realizes that John's gone. She asks June, "Where's John?" And then obviously June doesn't answer. Then she realizes obviously that that John's gone. And then obviously Luciana's angry. So how many more of us has got to die? And And then, you know, Virginia's still asking them where the heck is Morgan. You know, tell me where Morgan is. She's getting frustrated now, and obviously now because she's getting frustrated, she's putting her gun to Grace because she knows that Grace is, you know, Morgan's weakness. You know what I mean? So, you know, she says that she's pregnant as well. She said, you know what, if you don't tell me where Morgan is, I'm gonna blow her head. And so she's reporting this to Morgan. So listen, if you don't report to me where you are, I'm gonna blow your girlfriend's head off and all this. And it's just aggravating all of us. And you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, as soon as he's about to do it, Morgan appears. You know what I mean? And then obviously when Morgan appears, everybody's surprised. Grace is obviously surprised. Everybody's surprised. Like, I mean, that's, you know, Morgan's there. And Morgan, you know, he admits. He not even admits. He confronts to everybody the truth of who Virginia is. And I mean, she was the one who killed Janice. You know what I mean? Dakota was the one who killed Janice. He tells the whole gang that, you know, it was Dakota that killed Janice, and Virginia covered it all up. You know what I mean? And, you know, later on we get a twist there when they all sort of find out the news. There's a twist between between loyalty. Then we see now that Strand all of a sudden has changed sides. You know what I mean? He's now, you know, I knew already he was the inside man, because I remember he was saying something about that in season 5. You know what I mean? When he went to negotiate with the Virginia's team, was saying, you know, something along the lines of, you know what I mean, like something along the lines of, you know, let them get too closer to you, and and I can't remember what he specifically said, but it was along the lines of, you know, play the game. You know what I mean? Playing the game until when, you know what I mean, until when it works against them. And I guess that's what he's done here. He's played a game of pretending to be something that he's not, trying to get information, and once he finds out their weakness, he goes against them. And that's exactly what he's done here. He went against Virginia, and obviously, like, yeah, then all of a sudden it becomes like a shootout, and it's like a, you know, there's a shootout, etc. And then, you know, Virginia is paying attention to Grace and Daniel. She wants to get them away. She wants to get specifically Grace, because obviously she knows that when with Grace and even Daniel gone, she's got leverage, you know what I mean, still. So she you know, she tells one of the Rangers, take them away. He takes them away somewhere, and obviously, like, you know, they're fighting, and then obviously Morgan comes in to try and he was this close to beheading Virginia, and you know what I mean, decapitating her, you know what I mean. But, you know, he didn't do it because he wanted to know where Grace and Daniel is, where is he taking them, and obviously he's not going to tell them. And of course then he kidnaps her, and then obviously Strand's like, what the heck are you doing, Morgan? You know what I mean, bring her back. And he drives off with Virginia, and the scene cuts off, and then we're in a new scene where we see Virginia. She's injured, she's on the ground, and you see Morgan pressing into her injury, causing her more pain. And you know, he's asking her, I've done my end of the deal, you know what I mean, where is Grace? Tell me, first of all, let me know if Grace and Daniel are safe. So then she radios back, you know what I mean, to let them know that, yeah, they are safe. But, you know, this woman, Virginia, has so much nerve, do you know what I mean? And she's saying to him, you know, let me see my daughter, let me see. He's like, no, you're not gonna see your daughter until you let me know, until you know what I mean, let me know that they're gonna be safe, and you know, you give me back Daniel and Grace. You know what I mean? It's a deal. If you give me back, then I can negotiate with you bringing Dakota back to you and stuff. And then obviously she's trying to find. Then he tells her that, you know, it was Dakota who saved my life, and she's lying. He's like, well, she showed me this is her handwriting. And then obviously we find another bombshell, and she reveals that Dakota is not even her sister. Dakota, in fact, is her daughter. And we're like, what? How many bombshells is there? You know what I mean? So much secrets here. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously, yeah, she reveals that. And then as they're talking, having their conversation, I mean, I kind of wanted to get a bit more background story, because obviously the story was focused on Virginia. I wanted to kind of know a little bit more what's going on with her. Why are they the way they are? Why is their relationship so sour? But we didn't really get as much as that. I mean, we didn't get that as much. I mean, so yeah. So as he's having a conversation with Virginia, you know, Sherry's team come along, and obviously they're coming to shoot, you know what I mean, they're coming to kill Virginia. And then obviously Morgan grabs Virginia and sort of aids her, you know what I mean, to kind of escape, because he knows that the only reason why it's helping her is because she's still got Daniel and Grace, and he needs to protect them. Do you know what I mean? So he's basically taken her away, and obviously now they've come out and they're doing a runner, and obviously the Sherry's team, they're going after them, and afterwards they're shooting like crazy, you know what I mean. And obviously Virginia can't run because she's already wounded, and obviously she faints over, she drops, and then, you know, she gets, you know, she drops towards a tree, tries to hide under the tree and get through it. Once she gets through it, well, not even through it, she's halfway through, there's a walker right there coming towards her, And as the walker comes towards her, it gets shot, and the person that shoots the walker is Sherry. So and she's like, before you shoot me, let me at least see your face. So then she shows her face, it's Sherry, but then just before she's about to shoot, Morgan comes in and says that, you know what, no. And then she's like, what the heck are you doing, Morgan? And obviously in that moment, it was a bit of a weird one, because in the beginning I was thinking, yeah, what is Morgan doing? But at the same time, I understand, of course, he has to protect Grace and Daniel. He doesn't know the location of where they are. So if Sherry kills Virginia, you know what I mean, even though I believe she deserves to die, it's just not the right timing yet, just because obviously she's got leverage, because she's got Daniel and Grace. So if she kills Sherry, it's over for Daniel and Grace. So obviously he has to protect them. So he has like, no, don't kill her. We're not going to kill her right now. You know what I mean? You know, she's done a lot. And then it's weird because, of course, like, I don't really know what Sherry's vendetta is, because it's a bit weird, because her vendetta is really with Negan. It's not really with Virginia. So I'm a bit confused there, because Morgan has more vengeance and more more vengeance and towards Virginia than Sherry. So I don't really understand that where Sherry's coming from, but we'll leave that to one. You know what I mean, we'll leave that to one side. But yeah, so he takes Virginia away. And then obviously the bit that I don't understand, because obviously he's talking to her and he's like, you know, she's trying to like show me my daughter, and says that, you know, I'm gonna kill you, you know what I mean, for what you've done. You've killed, you know, you shot me, you should have shot me dead, you know what I mean, you took, you know what I mean, you kidnap his girl, and you know what I mean, and then now her daughter killed his best friend. So a lot has happened, do you know what I mean? And obviously, oh yeah, she tried to get a bounty hunter to chop his head off, do you know what I mean? So yeah, he's got a whole list of reasons why he should kill her, do you know what I mean? But he said he's not going to kill her yet, because obviously she's still got Grace and Daniel hostage. So he shows them to their place, you know what I mean, to the place that they've been building. And obviously now we see it, it's really, really nice the way it's been laid out, it's beautiful, except, you know what I mean. And then we see Alicia come out, and Alicia's furious. She's like, why on earth is Virginia here? Why have you brought her here? And obviously, like, and Dwight comes out and says, yeah, what the heck, Morgan? What the heck, Morgan? So she's got she's got Grace and Daniel, so, you know, she needs to come in here. We need to put her in hostage, I mean, because obviously we need them back. So then obviously they bring her in, and once they bring her in, I was reporting back to them saying, you know, Strand has come, and he's come with his army, and all of a sudden Sherry's come, and she's come with her army, and it's like they want, you know, they all want a piece of Virginia, do you know what I mean? And we get that, we honestly understand. I get that 100%. You know, even myself, you know what I mean, I want to see her gone, but we just, you know what I mean, it's not the right timing, because obviously at the moment Grace and Daniel are not safe. You know, we need to make sure that they're safe before anything happens, you know what I mean? So, you know, this woman, she's crazy, because she's in there, and obviously when she goes in there, everyone's like, you know, what's she doing here? She's not welcome here. We don't want her here. Isaac, apparently one of her rangers, who was the one who gave Morgan the place to build this land. You know, she's like, his best wishes wouldn't have been her to come in here, do you know what I mean? So she's gone in there, and obviously she's trying to negotiate the deals here, you know what I mean? And he's like, it's not gonna work like that, you know what I mean? You come here is under their turfs, it's their rules. So she's trying to say, okay, listen, I understand everybody wants to kill me, I deserve to die, etc. But first of all, I want to see my daughter, etc. And if you're gonna kill me, it has to be, you know, she says this, she has two terms. She's like, okay, first Dakota has to live here. I'm like, that's not gonna happen. She killed my man's friend. Why on earth is she gonna live in this place? And the second, Morgan has to be the one that kills her. I mean, who gets that satisfaction? So then he's like, and obviously Morgan's a bit, because I was thinking, because as much as Morgan has his violent side, you know, there's also another part of him, you know what I mean, that's, you know, he doesn't really like doing stuff like that. He doesn't really like to kill people for just for the sake of killing, even though she's done a lot of bad to him. So yeah, so it's a bit of a weird one. So that it cuts off again, and then we're back into another scene, and then anyway, so then it gets to the scene where he brings the coat outside, and then everybody's out there wanting to get a piece of the pie, and then obviously she's negotiating the deal. She's negotiating the deals with everybody. So yeah, I'm gonna die here. I know I'm gonna die. I deserve to die, etc. But Morgan's gonna be the one that kills me. So then, you know, he's like, yep, you know, he's preparing to put your head there, etc. He's getting ready to decapitate her in front of everybody. But then as he's about to do it, he hesitates. He gets flashbacks of everybody drawn, etc. Everything that's happened to him. He hesitates, says, you know what? And he screams, what the hell are we doing here? And then she's like, what the hell, Morgan? Etc. Blah, blah, blah. And then obviously, he doesn't do it, and then obviously then he's like, you know what, we can't do this. This is, if we do this, then we're no better than her. That's the words he uses. And then obviously like everybody's not happy, you know what I mean, and he's like, you know, we're gonna bring her back, you know what I mean, and then we're gonna, you know, put her in a cell. And then yeah, he puts her back into a cell. You know, everybody's disappointed with what's going on. You know, oh yeah, just before we did this part ain't really important because I've already gone way ahead this scene. But just before that scene, when they were before the beheading scene, obviously when it came to negotiate in terms of how they're gonna deal with Virginia, you know, Strand was making threats on the radio saying, you know, we're gonna come into the place and take her. And I'm thinking, Strand has really changed. You know, I mean, he's really changed. I have no idea what's going on there. If there's two characters that I don't really understand where they're going, it's Strand and Sherry. I really don't understand what's going on with them. Like, I don't know with their angle anymore. I don't know where their loyalty lies anymore. It's a bit weird. But yeah, so she's in the cell and obviously she meets Dakota and Dakota is pissed off to see her. And you know what I mean? I'm thinking, you have some nerve to be pissed off. You done some bullshit as well. Do you get me? We're all pissed off with both of you. Both of you, you know what I mean? And obviously like they're having a little discussion and she's telling her the truth about what's going on. Now that bit there, that specific scene there, I kind of wanted it to be a flashback. I kind of wanted the flashback to see what happened because I'm really want to understand, because I'm confused because she was talking about, oh, she killed her parents and all this. What made Dakota hate Virginia so much? Do you know what I mean? I wanted to know that because we need to understand that, because this is serious. They're killing people. They're killing our favorite characters. And we need to know why. Do you know what I mean? What brought Dakota with this much vengeance? Why has she got this much vengeance towards her mother? Do you know what I mean? Why does she want to kill her mother? Like, we need to know this, and I thought we were gonna get a bit of a backstory there, like a bit of a flashback to get an idea of what happened, but we didn't. It was all just, you know, a conversation, a dialogue, and it's like they didn't really paint the picture for us. So I was like, okay. So I'm just sort of sitting here, kind of still have a question mark in my head. Why they feel like this? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't have really helped, you know what I mean, our narrative towards them, but it just would have built a bit more of a character, you know what I mean, of them, so we can kind of understand, you know, it's not, there is more than, you know, there is more than one layer, you know what I mean. But at the moment it's 1D at the moment, you know what I mean. We wanted to get a bit of a 2D and 3D effect, but it's just a 1D at the moment. It's just flat, so we don't really know much about them, so it's quite flat. So I don't know, man, but you know, as you I don't know, then what happens is that yeah, so they're talking, and you know, you could obviously see that, you know, they are both upset, you know what I mean. I personally don't really understand why, because it's their own consequences of what they've done. And then you know, what happens after this? Is there a part that I missed out? Alright, if there's a part I missed out, it is what it is. I'm just gonna go straight into what I remember. So there's another scene again where June is helping her because she's been wounded, and obviously Morgan's there and Alicia, and they've decided that they're gonna let Dakota and June go. I really disagree with their choice there. I say no, she should pay the price and she should die. I mean, because she killed people, she needs to be dead as well. So then obviously, you know, already June doesn't agree with that, because you know, once Morgan's saying that, you can see in June's expression that she's pissed. She's like, nah, I'm not having that. That's not enough. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, then they kind of leave. They kind of Alicia and Morgan leave, and obviously June has her time to speak with Virginia. And I knew that this could go down two ways. This could either go down a way where she forgives her, which I'm pretty sure she wouldn't, or she's gonna kill her. Do you know what I mean? And I was thinking, I knew already she was gonna kill her, because I feel like from the very beginning of this new, obviously the continuation of this the season, I've seen that straight away. Every character that we're seeing is story that it's been focused on is dying. Like we saw John Doerr, he died. I mean, in his story, you know what I mean, in The Door, and now it's her story. And I knew already that every person we're seeing, character story we're seeing, or you know, story that is specifically focused on, they dying. You know what I mean? So I knew already straight away that Virginia's gonna die. I mean, she's got so much vendetta with everybody. There's so much beef. Do you know what I mean? So it's like there's no way she's gonna survive this. But it's the question is, who's gonna get that satisfaction to kill her? And obviously it was deservedly June. And obviously she's talking with her and she's asking, you know, June's feeling guilty. Do you know what I mean? At this point, she's feeling guilty. Like she's telling her, you know, I had a daughter. You know what I mean? I deserve this. And I'm thinking, no, man, you know, it's no way you deserve this. You know what I mean? What she's done is wrong. Listen, June, you should no way feel to yourself that you were the wrongdoer. Do you know what I mean? And I knew already that she got up and she was walking off, and she said, she must have said something like she would protect her daughter. And then after she took the gun. June takes the gun and she points it straight at Virginia and says that you lied to me. You told me you had no idea of why Dakota killed John, but you obviously knew. Do you know what I mean? And then pow, shot her right in the head. And listen, to be honest with you, when I saw that, there was a sense of relief in me, bruv. I was like, thank God. I mean, finally, if there's one person that has the satisfaction to kill Virginia, it's definitely June. And when I saw that scene, I was like, you bad, you know what I mean? You bad girl June, man. You know what I mean? You are bad, like, you know what I mean? Seriously, I rate June for that. Seriously, I think right now, June right now is, she is the baddest character in Fear the Walking at the moment. She is the most lethal. You know what I mean? When you're thinking about lethal, the most lethal character is June. Think about it. Everybody needs June. She's a nurse. You know what I mean? If everyone gets injured, who they gonna call? June. And she's just got so much, you know what I mean, going for her. Do you know what I mean? And you know, now because she's killed Virginia, there's no limits with June now. You know what I mean? There's no limits with June. You get me? So she just gets up, and she reminds me of I think everyone knows. She reminds me, like, I feel like in this in The Walking Dead, her character, you could say she's a bit of she's in between Maggie and Carol, you know what I mean? In between them both, you know what I mean? And then she kind of walks out, like, and she wears John's hat, and everyone's calling her like, June, Morgan's calling her, June. Everyone's like, what's going on? And you just see Charlie and Grace just looking at her, and then Dwight comes out, and everyone's just looking at her, and she just sort of just walks off, and then you just see Morgan and Alicia just looking at June, and then you just see that, yo, from that moment on, June is not the same person anymore. And I think that's what this season's all about. Everyone's changing. It's the challenges that they're going to be facing. And obviously, from before watching the season, we were told that, you know, people are not going to be the same. You know what I mean? I think we were told by the chief, you know what I mean? Let me get the chief. I can't remember his name by you know what I mean, right now at the moment. But we were told by the chief of The Walking Dead, but he revealed that people are, you know what I mean, people are not going to be what you assume them to be in this season. And I'm starting to see that, like, a lot of characters are being challenged here, and a lot of characters are coming out of their shell, and a lot of changes are happening, you know what I mean? And you know, that's what we see. And I was pretty satisfied, you know. I was pretty, in the beginning I was thinking, but I was pretty satisfied, honestly, with what happened. Oh yeah, I think I cut off a bit as well. I cut off one of the important parts as well, before we even jumped there. When they pull Virginia back into the house, the most iconic scene happens. Daniel comes out, he's on a horse, and obviously he's speaking with there's a part where there's a little funny quote where Strand is like, I'm sorry, I need to open the window, it's bloody hot in here, blood, damn, bro. Yeah, Strand's like, Daniel, you finally remember? And he's like, you know what I mean? Daniel's like, some things should be kept, you know what I mean, at another time. I was like, oh wow. And then yeah, and then obviously Grace comes and forwards, and that's an iconic scene. You see Morgan looking, and then he goes straight to her, and then they hug, and then you see it was nice. It was a nice scene, and you know, he's talking to her and he's saying, she's telling him, he's a boy, and the baby's a boy, and he said, I'm sorry for what I've done. So you don't need to apologize. You've done everything you can to protect me. And he's like, and there's a nice sweet moment where she takes his hat, and he said, you don't like it? And then obviously he's like, well, there's some things that, you know, that we have to do that we don't want to. And they sort of, and he said that, but the good thing is that you're still the same guy, Morgan. And he's like, I don't know if I am. And then they hug each other and walk back inside. And then obviously there's a part with Dwight as well when he's speaking with Sherry. And obviously we see Sherry's, we don't know, she's just all over the place, and she's like, you know, I don't want to go back in there. So what do you want? And he's like, well, I mean, I just felt a satisfaction when I was about to shoot Virginia, and you know, and it was just weird. And she was like, you know, I feel like I need to move on with these guys. I feel like I'll be more satisfied with them than being around you. And I was like, that's deep, man. It's like, my guy went all the way, and he done everything to find you. And this is the way you pay him back. You slap him right in the face. So I'm just like, yo, you gotta just leave her. I don't know what's going on with this Sherry girl. She's got issues, man. You know what I mean? She needs help, man. Seriously, yeah. But yeah, that's basically like yeah. If we're gonna discuss about Walking Dead, that's basically, Fear the Walking Dead. That's basically what happened in Things Left to Do, episode 9. If I've missed out any parts, please let me know. But that's the parts that I remember. I believe that's most of it. I've covered. But yeah, that's basically what happens. I'm ready for episode 10 to see what's gonna happen, and yeah, I'm just happy what's happening with Fear the Walking Dead. It's going down a good direction. it looks like, you know, we're getting what we want. At the same time, a lot of things is happening as well. We're still there's also another part that we need to I just missed out as well. There's an important part with Alicia and Strand. You know, Strand and Alicia speaking to him, said, what the heck are you doing, Strand? I mean, come back, you know, come back in the house, you know what I mean? He's like, you know what, I've got things left to do. You know, there's people out, there's rangers out there that are, you know what I mean, that you know, they still, you know what I mean, they still want war, and it's like, I'm gonna prove to you that, you know what I mean, the reason why you should come back with me, and obviously he's like, this is, and at least like, this is not what we do. We're not trying to cause another war again. And obviously Strand goes off, and I'm just thinking to myself, what does he mean that there's another war? So I'm thinking to myself that something's not right. I mean, Strand is, I don't know, something's not right with Strand. I mean, Strand knows something that none of us know, and we know already there's going to be another war, but it was a bit weird when he said that, come with me, Alicia. I mean, I'll prove to you why, I mean, you should come with me. It's a bit strange. But anyway, yeah, so that's what kind of happens in episode 9 of Fear of the Walking Dead. Guys, hopefully you guys watched it and you guys enjoy it. But yeah, that's just my overall review of episode 9. And guys, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe once again. Thank you guys for the support, the love and that. And guys, have a great day, enjoy the sun and that. Until next time, people.